The 51st Division, 5-1, Dai-gojūichi Shidan, was an infantry division of the Imperial Japanese Army. Its call sign was the Base Division, Moto Heidan. It was formed on July 10, 1940 at Utsunomiya, Tochigi, simultaneously with 52nd, 54th, 55th, 56th, and 57th Divisions. The 51st Division was initially assigned to the Eastern District Army and placed under command of Lieutenant General Kenichiro Ueno. The division was formed in 1940 at Kanazawa, in Japan. Its main elements included the 66th, 102nd and 115th Infantry Regiments, the 14th Field Artillery Regiment, the 51st Reconnaissance Regiment, the 51st Engineer Regiment and the 51st Transport Regiment. The 51st Division was initially assigned to the Eastern District Army and placed under command of Lieutenant General Kenichiro Ueno. To participate in the special exercise of the Guangdong Army, actually a mobilization for the possible large-scale conflict with the Soviet Union. On July 2, 1941, Prince Em took over as commander of the division, leading them to China when they were transferred to the Guangdong Army in August 1941. The preparations for the war with the Soviet Union were officially cancelled August 9, 1941, though. In September 1941, the 51st Division was transferred to Guangdong under command of 23rd Army. The Iraqi detachment of the 51st Division, consisting of the 66th Infantry Regiment, was used at the time for the rearguard duties in Battle of Hong Kong. In November 1941, Em handed over command to Lieutenant General Hidemitsu Nakano, who would remain in command of the division until after the end of the war. The following year, in November 1942, the 51st Division was allocated to the 18th Army and was shipped to Rabaul. By February 28, 1943, the parts of the 51st Division had left Rabaul for Laos and New Guinea. The Allied aircraft intercepted the convoy on March 2, 1943, resulting in the Battle of the Bismarck Sea, resulting in only 1,200 troops of 6,900 reaching Laos. A further 800 troops from the 115th Infantry Regiment were rescued and ferried by the destroyers Ukikades and Asagumo to Finschhafen and traveled to Laos overland. Meanwhile, the rest of the 51st Division reached Laos in May 1943, having moved there in several landing craft following the New Guinea coast from Madam or from the Dampier Strait. The division eventually concentrated in Salamaua area, and subsequently took part in the Salamaua campaign. On September 4, 1943, the Allies landed at Laos unopposed, and the 51st Division was ordered to reinforce the Show detachment of the 41st Division. On September 8, 1943, the Hidemitsu Nakano ordered a general retreat from Salamaua to Laos due to the threat of imminent encirclement by Allied forces advancing inland after landing at Nazab. The retreat to Laos started on September 11, 1943 and was complete by September 14, 1943. By this time, an order was received to evacuate to the north coast of Hainan Peninsula. Therefore, the 51st Division tried to cross the Sarawak Range, which proved to be nearly impassable. The division lost all of their heavy equipment and most of their rifles to exhaustion and hunger, and the passage took a whole month instead of expected 10 days. By that time, the evacuation port of Finschhafen had been rendered unusable after the Allied landing at Scarlet Beach on September 22, 1943. In addition to combat losses, about 800 Japanese troops were also lost to the accidents. The Allied forces entered Laos on September 16, 1943, but except for a single contact with the Japanese rearguard on September 13, 1943, they were unable to mount a pursuit across the inhospitable terrain in appalling weather conditions. Due to a lack of weapons and ammunition, the survivors of the 51st Division were largely excluded from the Hainan Peninsula campaign, with only one left behind company from the 102nd Infantry Regiment participating in the Battle of Finschhafen. During 1944 to 1945, the main challenge faced by the 51st Division was starvation. Only 2,754 men survived until surrender of Japan on August 15, 1945. This article incorporates material from Japanese Wikipedia page 5.1, accessed June 2, 2016.